Good morning and welcome back to Management Information Systems. Today we're going to discuss Google search. I've got a couple things I want to talk about. I've made an upgrade to the blog here I want to talk about. First of all, I've changed the gadget here for the past video, the pre-recorded classes. It now has a playlist. I put the playlist on here directly instead of using that other app. So I've got the playlist and they're listed in order starting with the first day of class and they'll go all the way down to the last day. So you can go here if you've missed the class to just check out the video. Also, I had some students that had questions concerning the comments to the blog. And they were adding comments, but the comments were not saved. I mentioned how to do this in the blog guide, but I went further and I've created a video that shows you how to make sure that you're logged in correctly, either through Google using your Gmail account or another account, how to save your comments. So it's a short little video. You can click here. And then you can look at the blog guide. I'm a little late getting this video up because the internet went down at the hotel I'm staying. So right now I'm over at Whole Foods out front shooting this video. And I guess that's part of the problem that we got to get past here. Making sure you got consistent internet for something like this. But anyway, we're going to talk about Google search tools. Everybody uses Google to search for things, but many people don't realize that there are a lot of tools embedded and tips that are embedded inside of Google that will make your search easier, more efficient, and you can find what you're looking for. So let's get into that. Google's history. It started in 1995. Here's a link if you want to read more about the history. And Page and Brin met at Stanford. They were 21 and 22. And it's interesting to note that many of the companies in this tech and information age were started by young people in your age group, 19, 20, 21. Bill Gates started Microsoft when he was in college, or at least what became Microsoft. Michael Dell with Dell Computers started building and selling computers in college. And so you'll find many of these entrepreneurs who got started and had successful businesses started when they were young, 19, 20, 21. So again, Google started in 95. There were many other search engines back in the 90s. Everybody put one out. I used to use Yahoo, was the best known. And I used Yahoo. I used to use AOL because I have my AOL account. And really before AOL, I had Earthlink, which was an Atlanta company. And it provided dial-up service for the internet. And again, they had a search engine. By the year 2000, somebody introduced me to Dogpile. And I used to use Dogpile because Dogpile searched other search engines, sort of like the way Kayak handles travel, and they look through all the other travel websites, and that's what Dogpile did. So I used that, and I really didn't start using Google until middle 2000s. Here's a chart that shows you, this is 2005 to 2006. You can see how Google started taking over the world. When you look at Google versus Yahoo, and Live, which is MSN, Ask, and AOL. Here is Google Maps, which started late 2004 and really helped Google become the dominant player. I think we talked about this earlier. If you look at Google versus the Yellow Pages versus Yelp, and see how they started in 2005 and within 3 years took over the Yellow Pages and basically drove the Yellow Pages out of business. Now, Google search. If you bring up Google there is a menu that you're going to get, that comes up, or you can get. I'll show you how to get to it. And they have web, images, news, but you also have search tools. And from search tools, you can bring up time, check certain results, or your location. You notice I'm in Hilton Head, South Carolina now. But let's bring up Google. And I'm going to go search. And it's going to bring up this menu. And I click on search tools. And now I have some drop-down menus. I can search just looking at certain time frames. I can narrow, look at this, whether I want sites that I've visited before, I've not yet visited, and then they have reading levels and verbatim. And then you can change your location. If I want to, I can put 30310, which is over Atlanta. I go back here and you see Atlanta 30310. So how does this work? Well, let's try something. Let's say I want Clinton versus Bush polling data. And when I bring that up, it's going to give me basically everything that's going on now. Clinton versus Bush in Florida in 2016, Clinton versus Bush in the general election in Pennsylvania. But notice they're mostly 2016. But I wanted Clinton Bush back in 1992 when they ran. So what I need to do is go to the time and let's do a custom range. 01-01-1992, the beginning of 92 to 01-01-1993. Now when I do a search, notice what comes up. Here's the search for the Bush versus Clinton from 1992. And now I've got all this information I can look up. And polling data from back in that election. That was 23 years ago. And I can sort it. Again, I can get just the ones that I visited. Right, so visited pages. Then again, I can clear it. So let's clear it. And now we go back. Right? If we wanted to do, let's see, what else do we do in time? I know something. This is kind of macabre here, but let's say child murdered in Atlanta. Notice it brings up mostly information about the Atlanta child murders back in 79 and 80. But what I want is there was a child murder recently in Atlanta, within the past month. So if I do that, now I get some articles about a child being shot in Carrollton. And this is the one with the child that was left in the hot car by his dad. So now I get the ones that are recent that I'm looking for. So again, I put in here past month. I can search for relevance. I can look, again, all the results of the ones visited or not yet visited, and then let me clear. So again, using this search tool is a very powerful way of searching through the internet for data and information based on time. Let's go back where we were. Here we are. Now, we're going to run through some other tools within Google search that will help us narrow. One of the first is called comparison. I'm going to show you how we bring up comparison. This is really neat. Again, if we go back to Google, and let's do a comparison. Let's say ounces equals pounds. And it brings up a table here. And we can now compare temperature, length, mass, speed, volume, area, fuel consumption, time, and digital storage. So let's go back to, I don't know, where we're mass. I can not only compare ounces to pounds, but I can compare kilograms to pounds. In England, they talk about stones, so I can compare stones to pounds. I can compare stones to ounces. So this is a quick conversion chart built into Google that you can bring up, and any kind of information that you're looking for, you can get it here. Area, here's kilometers to hectares, acres to square yards. Great way of anybody who just needs to do some comparisons. Another one is define. If you need to define something, let's go back. Now, of course, you can just type in a word like, oh, I don't know, house. Okay, it's going to give you a TV series or something like that, but nah, I need to define house. And in here, it brings up the definition. Look at this. It tells you the definition of house as a noun, adjective, and verb. It also tells you more about houses, some results about it. That's for the TV show. But if we click on here, translation, let me go back so you can see that again. Let's do that again. Define house. Right? Brings up the definition, and then there's this little link right here, and it brings up even more information. It tells you where it comes from. If you'd like to translate it, you can translate it into any one of these different languages, and it tells you over time how house has been used. So this is a very powerful tool for defining stuff. Virus. It tells us, again, what virus is. It tells us some more information about infectious agents, and then goes to translation. And it tells us, okay, it's a Latin word. If we want to, where it came from and how it's been used. It wasn't used a whole lot until, what was this, 1940s or so. And if we want to, we can do a translation into Danish, and it tells us in Danish about it. So again, definition, define is a powerful tool. Next, oh, this is neat. Airlines. Let's do airlines, and then we'll do movies. Let's say you have to pick somebody up at the airport, Delta, and you want to know about flight 150. It brings up the airline. It tells you where it's going. Okay, it departed Lima, and it arrived in Atlanta today at 9:25. It's now getting ready to depart Atlanta at 10:50, headed to DC. And notice, it tells you the terminal and gate, and when it arrives in DC, it's going to give you a terminal and gate. So if you're looking for a flight, and this is live, so you can actually, let's put another flight in here. Let's put 125. Whoops, got a space in here. See if that makes a difference. Try and find a flight here. 150, how about 101? Okay, here's one Delta Flight 101. It departs Los Angeles. It's on time. It departs in 5 hours and 35 minutes at Terminal 5. No gate yet. It's going to arrive in Atlanta at 7:30 p.m. It's scheduled to arrive at 8:07 p.m. Terminal S. And then it's scheduled in 11 hours to go from Atlanta 9:05 p.m. to Buenos Aires. No, Buenos Aires. I don't know why I can't pronounce it right now. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And it leaves at 8. It arrives at 8:20 in the morning. That's an overnight flight. So again, and you can do not just Delta, but let's say Southwest Airlines. I don't know, flight 125 maybe. I'm just kind of guessing. Here's one. Flight 125 departs Phoenix today at 8:20 p.m. at Terminal 4 and arrives in Seattle at 10:50 p.m. No gate in terminal yet. And then here's one the next day. So another very powerful tool is you can put in the flight information. The other one that we talked about are movies. Let's do a movie. Type in movie. Let's say The equalizer. I want to go check that out myself. I put zip code, right? Because where I am. But let's say if I don't put a zip code, these are movie theaters in Atlanta. So if I go search tool, and let's just say I'm in Hilton Head, right? So now I come back and here, whoops, you do it. Sorry about that. All right. Hilton Head, okay. So now it's showing me showtimes for The Equalizer. I'm in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and it's including Savannah and Hilton Head. It shows me the movies for tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. If I want all the times, morning, afternoon, or evening. So when you're looking for a movie and you want to check movie times, you can just type in movie space and the name of the movie, and it'll give you all the information. Again, we use search tools so that instead of let's say we want to go to New York City. And now you'll see the showtimes for Equalizer in New York City, Battery Park, Court Stadium, Regal, Union, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So here I am using movie, and I'm using my search tools to find the movie that I want. Next set of tools, time, and I've also put an example here, and then site. Let's do time first. I can say time now, and it tells me the time, and it's giving me Pacific time. I don't want that. I want Eastern Standard Time. So this is the time. It's 10 o'clock, 1:09 in the morning. I'm late getting this up. Sorry about that. But I can find the time anywhere. All right? The other thing is site. If I'm searching, let's say I'm looking for something on Clinton. Well, let's say Bump Clinton, Obama. And I get all this search, all these results, 152 million. But I want to do site, Wall Street Journal. Whoops. Gotta make sure I do it right here. Now what I get are all the Obama articles that are from the Wall Street Journal. So it will search this particular site. If I don't want Wall Street Journal, let's say I want Washington Post. Now I get all the articles on Obama in the Washington Post. And let's say I go search, and let's do over the past year. Now I get articles about Obama from the Washington Post website for the past year. I can do a custom range like we did before, 01-01-2008 to 01-01-2009. So let's go back to 08. Now I got Washington Post in 2008. There we go, about Obama. Let's clear that out. So again, we can look at site, time. Next, we can look at file type. Let's say we want, in this case, we're going to just look at PDF files. So we go back here, and we look at Obama. We say file type, PDF. Notice I'm only getting files that are PDF files. That's it. I use this one quite a bit because let's say I want to find about housing study. So I'm looking for housing studies. And here they are. So here are housing studies. Let's say I want housing studies in, I just did a project in Boulder, Colorado. And here are some local reports, and here's all PDFs concerning housing study in Boulder, Colorado. And if I don't want PDF, let's say I want a Word doc. Okay. Well, found PDF, that's not what I want. Let's do this. Clear. Housing study. All of them. File type. Find it. Can't find it. Let's say let's see. X S. Alright, here's some, these are Word, these are what? Excel. So I found Excel. Couldn't find any Word docs on it, but I found some Excel that probably has data that I can use. So again, that's file type. The other here, whoops, let's go back. You can use the plus, the minus sign, the plus sign, or the or to narrow your field. Let's go back here to search. And let's say I'm looking for house to buy. And it gives me houses all over the place. But let's do it this way. Houses to buy. I don't want New York. I'm going to look at Atlanta. Okay, these are houses to buy in Atlanta. I don't want to be in 30310. So we're going to look, and it's going to find ones that do not include zip code 30310 or 30314. Notice how the search engines are changing. Now I didn't put a negative. There it is. So notice if I don't have that negative in there, I found 314. So I got to put the negative, take it out. Now I can do the opposite, plus 30315. Okay. So you can do that, or houses to buy, or lease. And now I can get information on houses to buy and houses to lease. So again, you got file type, plus, minus, or. The last one, which is cool, is area code and ticker. Let's go area code. So area code, let's do 770. It tells us what area code 770 is. It's Georgia, primary Brookhaven. And it gives you some history. It was split from 404 in December of 95, just 3 years after the 706 split. Here's some more information from Wikipedia. And again, here's where it is, what part. Right? So if I don't want, let's go 404. Right? No more 404, 678 area codes are given in Atlanta. Wow. So you can find the history and look up any area code. Let's 813, where I am now. Well, no, it isn't. Where am I? I'm in, I think, 03 then? Where am I? There it is. Okay, 03. This is South Carolina. Mostly in Central. Portions of Charlotte, Augusta. It's also here in Hilton Head. Okay. So you can use area code and find out information on different area codes. And then finally, it's ticker. If you're a stock person, you put in the stock information and let's make sure I got that right. What happened? Did I click out of the wrong thing? Yeah, I think I did. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's not stock, it's stock. Sorry about that. Not ticker. Stock.
A lot of people have entered the organic
So you put in stock and then the ticker, and it'll tell you this is DAL, which is Delta Airlines. You get some information about it, high, low, open, the cap, market cap, and you can get the chart, 5 day, month, 3 months, 5 years, maximum. Information about the company itself. So again, Google, if you want to find out about any stock, I can't remember any of the stock. Let's see, CCA, I think, which just might be Coca-Cola. No, Corrections Corporation of America. You can check that out. So again, we have, go all the way back to the beginning, many search tools that can be used with Google to narrow, make your search more efficient. So you can use some of these. I'm going to hurry up and get this video up. In the meanwhile, there'll be an exam on this starting tomorrow, Thursday, at around 9 o'clock in the morning. I should have that up. All right. Well, have a good day today. I'm headed back to Atlanta this afternoon. Here I am at the beach, but it ended up raining 2 to 4 days I was here. So I didn't get a chance to get into the pool like I wanted to. All right, thank you very much. And I will see you Monday.